Hello and welcome to my latest weekly video news from Madison's. Well, I thought this week I'd give you a roundup of what's happening in the rental world because there have been lots of changes going on there. And really interesting to see that the last 12 months to the end of last month, there was the biggest net increase of landlords coming back to the market. So if you look back at 2016, there was about 40.1 billion of lending to investor landlords. Looking at end of last 12 months to end of March, that was standing at just 36.1 billion. So obviously it's net down, but there have been the biggest increase on the 12-month average, and they've looked at that mortgages. So there were 279,000 buy-to-let mortgages arranged over the last 12 months, and only 139,000 of those were for remortgages. So that shows that there are a lot of landlords buying new property. Why that big drop since 2016? Well, that was when it became really tax inefficient to own a rental property. You lost your relief on your mortgage payments that you used to be able to set off against your income. The government also sought payment of capital gains much quicker. And of course, there was the 3% surcharge for buying your second property introduced. So why is it that all these landlords are now, despite those tax inefficiencies that still operate in the second homes market, investment market, why they're now coming back? Well, it's probably because of the phenomenal rate of increase that rental yields have seen. So 14.3%, the average monthly rental payment has gone up over the last, looking at the last 12 months. So enormous rental inflation. And quite simply, when you're in an inflationary environment, if you're holding cash, and you're looking at the returns you'll get for your cash sitting in your bank account, it will never compare to that. It's a phenomenal rate. And you've got to remember as well, that is just the income you received. One of the great things about holding property as an asset class is it should give you growth as well. So as well as getting that good income yield, you should see good capital growth. Not in all areas, that is different. Some parts of the country will give you a higher income than growth, and you'll get some parts of the country that will give you a nice blend. Down here in South East, we're quite low on our rental returns, but really, really strong capital growth. So that's probably why they are being tempted back. And did you know that a landlord might think about doing an all-inclusive deal on their rental? I'm going to have to check some figures on this for you because there's a lot here. Basically, in the capital, if you did rented a property that had your bills included, you could get 17% more. So the average rent for a property with bills included in the capital is 2,023. The average without is 1,724. Your utilities on average in the capital should cost you £240, which basically means that you are worse off to the tune of about £700 per annum by having an all-inclusive utility bill. Tenants like it because it takes away a load of hassle, changing utilities, paying bills, etc. So that's why it's always been quite popular, and they've been prepared to pay a bit extra for losing that hassle. However, with rising energy costs, let's see if that continues. There will come a point, I think, where tenants will think, yeah, I hear what you're saying about great to have everything included, but actually I just need to save a bit of money. So it'll be really interesting to see that. Well, another interesting rental story was that it came out what tenants rank really highly. And the first thing they rank when looking for a property is the monthly payment. The second thing they look at is the size of the property. And those two you probably expect. How much have you got and what do you need? And the third area they look at is whether you can keep a pet in a property. So if you've got a pet-friendly property, that is really, really popular. You can command extra rent as a landlord, and we're becoming a nation of pet owners, aren't we? So lots and lots of people now keeping pets. And yeah, more really interesting stats about the extra yield that you could get from those keeping those extra pets, about £250 a month, so incredible. And the final story, I talked about energy costs earlier. There is a move asking the government to cap rental payments for people who have been affected by their high energy bills. They feel that for people who own their own house, they can look to remortgage although interest rates are going up, they can remortgage to reduce their monthly mortgage payments, but you can't do that in the rental market. You're stuck. And if you refuse to pay, your landlord will serve you a Section 21 no-fault eviction notice, and off you go. So calls to try and protect tenants around that. I hope that gives you a really good roundup and flavour of what is going on. We've got some fabulous rental properties. They go really fast, so do look at our website. Great one on Newcomen Road at the moment though. So lots of rental properties that we do, but they just go so quickly that we often don't get a chance to have them on our books for long, or indeed we help our existing sellers out who need to break a chain in securing a rental property. And many of our rentals don't even go to market. Well, I hope you have a great week. I hope you've enjoyed that roundup of the world of rentals. I look forward to seeing you next week. Bye-bye.